All right, so you should be taking the bonded matching quiz at the bottom of the bonded module. I had a damp one somewhere. Um, take it without using your resources. Need help? Hey, how are you? Thank you. Amber Brown, we will miss you.
Oh shoot, I forgot. I can't go to that.
Okay, well, we won't miss you at all. Will you, is it your PCCR?
Yes.
Will you run down and tell them, or are you emailing them?
I was just gonna have my mom call down.
Okay. Okay, let's take about 2 more, maybe 3 more minutes. Gonna pause this recording again. Cullen, make sure I unpause it, all right? One more time, that the test is when? Friday. So hopefully we can turn these frowns upside down and that'd still be a 22. So that'd be a fail. We'll get better, right?
Yes.
Oh, I rewrote this one this morning trying to make it easier. Apparently I didn't, but let's learn something right here, right now. A bond between cation ions and anions. Well, they both end with ion. So I'm going to guess it is an ionic bond. I haven't worn this one in like 2 months, but I just can't inhale that one any longer. Oh yeah, that smells like September. Okay. So testing tips. You know it's a bond, so that eliminates a ton of these. So valence electron. I love my job. Okay, well, it's not that bad, but you know it has to be a bond, and it's between 2 ions, a cation and an anion. That's an ionic bond. 2 or more atoms chemically bonded together. This should be high because we've got this on every test this year. It's a compound. That's my I don't want to scream or cry laugh. That's been on every test this year, except for the math one, I guess. Okay, well, this is going swimmingly. This one should be high. Hey, that's at least not an F, so that's good. Electronegativity is the power of an atom to draw electrons closer. This one should be high. Hey, we're still passing. Valence electrons occupy the highest energy level of an atom. Please. Oh. A covalent bond. So test tip, the answer should end with covalent bond. So it was either this one or that one. So it should have been at least 50-50 shot. If it shares even or equally, we call that nonpolar because it's not two-sided. A weak bond or attraction, that's a hydrogen bond. It's not really a bond, it's an attraction. I tried to rewrite this one this morning also to make it easier. I failed. The general term used to indicate any type of bond where electrons are shared between 2 atoms, covalent. So that's the general term. Covalent means that valence are together or they share their valence. Oh, okay. I taught one thing right. Okay, I feel pretty good about that. Metallic bonds, C. You didn't read anything besides that, right? Yep, pretty much. The C of electrons, a mutual attraction is a bond. A covalent bond is polar. So, all right, at least we had some success right here. We got 89%. All right, you know what I think? I think I'll test you again on Wednesday just to double check. So where can you find these matching terms to study? All right, you can scan the QR code on the front. 2 of them I reworded to try and make them more clear. So they might not be word for word, but they're still similar. You can also find them in your homework. They're the same matching terms. Like I said, though, I did reword 2 of them in an effort to make them less confusing. But please study those. We're going to test on Friday. All right. Thumbs up. You took the quiz as Tegan. It's like, well, she usually gets 100, so that's good. Did you get 100 because you listened to all the answers? Okay. All right. The rest of the hour. We are going to finish or continue to learn how to write formulas of elements when given their names, and then if we have time, we'll do the reverse. So you need all sorts of stuff out right now. You're going to need your lab book, your periodic table, and your naming schemata. Was anyone not here on Friday? All right. This is the naming schemata. I guess you had a bunch right here anyway, but that one's already folded. Yep. All right, then open up to page 19. It's the first page 19. I am aware there are two 19s. Okay, page 19. Page 19, you're there. There are two page 19s. It's weird, my auto numbering system didn't auto number. Yep. Page 19, the first one. So, yep. We're gonna go through this whole column, not all together, but we'll hopefully help you. So, tell me what number we ended off. Was it like 57? 56? We did not do 57 yet? Okay, well, will you tell your lab partner, please, what do these Roman numerals tell you? What do the Roman numerals tell you? Sometimes I point at the board, so I'm going to zoom this in a little more. Gabby Webster. It tells you the charges up top. So everyone look at me, because I get this question a lot, and you get it wrong on your test. The Roman numeral tells you the positive charge of the metal. So lead 2 borate means this lead is a +2. Chromium right here, +2. Antimony, +3. Copper, +2. The Roman numeral tells you the charge because there's nothing else that tells you the charge. It's not on your periodic table, like in a column that we should know. So did we do 58? Okay, you try 58 on your own for 30 seconds. I will tell you antimony is SB. I will also tell you it takes you to this box. Yep, 58, try it on your own. Antimony 3 bromide. If they're the same number, you don't write them at all. Okay. So, yep, ALNCUO, good. Okay, 15 seconds. Oh, man. One of my most interesting students I have just got quarantined. Her name's Kennedy Vaughn. It's not. All right. Who has an answer? Raise your hands. I won't make you say it out loud, but who at least has one? Kennedy, make sure you're paying attention today. This stuff's not hard, but if you don't pay attention, it gets tricky. Okay, so antimony is SB. So it says, give the symbol of the metal, then the nonmetal. Bromide is BR. Then it says balance plus and minus charges by doing the drop and swap, right? Did I have you write drop and swap right there? Okay. So I'm going to find the charge of antimony, and this will tell me it is a +3. Bromine is in this column right here, so I know it is a -1. So then I drop and I swap. SbBr3. How many had that right? Yeah, raise your hands or thumbs up, or raise your thumb up, whatever you feel like. Okay. 59 is similar. I want to do 60. Everyone stick with me. We're on 60, and it takes us to a different box. Please, please, please follow along. Number 60 ends with the word borate. It starts with lead. Is lead a metal? Yes. All right. So let's ask ourselves these questions. Is lead-2 borate the name of a single element? No. Good. Does it end with the word acid? No. Are there metal and nonmetals? Yes. Does it end with ATE? Yes. All right. So there should be a drop and swap written here. Did I have you do that? Okay, so here we go. Write the symbol of the metal, which is Pb. Then it's slightly different. It says, then the polyatomic ion. Ooh, well, we looked on Friday, and you may have forgotten, but the front cover of the naming schemata is a big list of polyatomic ions. And you will notice right here is the word borate. You with me? All right. So I need to know borate's formula is BO3 and its charge is -3 because I'm going to have to drop and swap that. So I'm going to put BO3 and I'm going to put a -3 up here. All right. Then, so I put the polyatomic ion and its charge, and then I do the drop and swap. So the final piece I need is lead's charge. Tell your partner what lead's charge is. It is a 2. Nobody say 4. I know it's in family 4, but this Roman numeral overrules that. So it's a +2. So then I drop and swap, and please watch careful. I take the number, but never the sign. So I put PB3, and then this is the tricky part. If I just put a 2 right here, that would mean 32 O's. I don't put a 5 either. I put BO3 in parentheses, and I need 2 of them. Okay? You use parentheses if you ever need more than one of a polyatomic ion. If you need more than one of a polyatomic ion, then you have to parenthesize it and put the number on the outside. Tribromide, so you're over here, right? All right, tribromide just means 3 bromines. We'll actually do that one here in a minute. Yeah, it's just Br, and then you're going to need a subscript. All right, so that's number 61 is where O'Riordan is at. So let's look at 61. 61 takes us to a completely different location. Everybody look at 61 for a minute, and then look at the screen. The reason this one goes to a whole different location is because we've never done one that started with a non-metal. If it starts with a non-metal, it goes over here. So here we go. Nitrogen tribromide. Is that the name of a single element? No, it's not. Does it end with the word acid? No, it does not. Does it have metals and non-metals? No, it does not. If you look, nitrogen is here, and then bromine. I know it says tribromide. This is the element. Tri is going to tell us a number here in a second. So they're both nonmetals. Does nitrogen tribromide start with the word ammonium? No. So I come here. All right. So I write the symbol for the named elements and use the prefix to tell how many of them there are. So these are actually really easy. I put nitrogen, and then the other named element is bromine, and the prefix tells me how many there are. Tribromide means there's 3 bromines. So these problems, where they're both nonmetals and they don't start with ammonium, they'll always have prefixes that tell you how many there are. If there is no prefix, it's just 1. All right, so nitrogen tribromide, NBr3. Let's do another one from that area. Well, is there another one? Try number 70 real quick. Number 70 takes you to the same place, but I need to give you a clue. Look at the screen for a minute, if you would. You do not have to have the prefixes memorized. They're on the inside. So like hept, these will tell you your prefixes if you don't know what the numbers are. Okay, so try once again, number 70. Whoops. Dichlorine heptoxide. What's that? Yep, hept is the prefix, oxide is the element of just oxygen. If you don't know what hept is, open the periodic table, look, or not periodic table, open the naming schemata, and look on the far right side, and you'll see hept. Well, it's the same thing. Okay, so here we go. We end up in this box. Write the symbol for the named elements. So ignore the prefixes for a second. You have chlorine and oxide, so that's Cl and O. And then we need the prefixes. It tells me how many there are. Di, that sounded rude. Whatever. Di, according to this, is a 2. Hept, according to this, is a 7. So I put Cl2O7. How do you feel about that? You can sort of see it in the name. Dichlorine heptoxide. The reason on the prefix it is hepta, but this is just hept, is because in chemistry, if you have the 2 vowels in a row, you drop the A. So whatever. That's why it's not there. Yes. Yes, the charge for gold is right there. The Roman numeral always tells you the charge. Okay, I'm going to give you guys a few free minutes here, but first let's look at 63. And then that will be the last one that we haven't learned how to do that type. So look at 63. If you look at your naming schemata, I think I probably had you put this in a box. I usually do. Did you put that in a box? All right. Ammonium is a positively charged polyatomic ion of NH4. Notice that ammonium has no metals. So when we get that question about metals and nonmetals, the answer is going to be no. So look at 63 with me, and let's work through it together. Is that the name of a single element? No. Does it end with acid? No. Does ammonium acetate have metal and nonmetals? The answer is no. Does it start with the word ammonium? Yes. So write the formula for ammonium, and it tells you it's NH4. And then We got to be careful on this one. This confuses kids. It says, and then the polyatomic ion or the element. So I look at this acetate. Does acetate sound like an element? Okay, so it's not an element, it's a polyatomic ion right here, the top left one. Yeah, you would drop and swap. This one you won't end up having to, but you still like at least look at it. Okay, whenever you bring a polyatomic ion, I would bring its charge with it. And also ammonium, once again, right here is a +1. Okay, then right here, it says balance plus and minus by using subscripts. Once again, that's drop and swap. If they're the same number, do you have to do anything? No. So this is just NH4C2H3O2, ammonium acetate. This is fun. I like that. Okay, I'm going to give you 9 minutes of your own. Will you see how many of them you can do on your own? Please remember, these tell you the charges of the previous atom. So try on your own. You know, you can work with your lab partner, but like do them separately and then compare and just see how you do. So 9 minutes. So till we get to 9:30, give those a shot. If you need help during those 9 minutes, raise your hands and I'll come around. Then Cohen, I'm going to pause the recording. You got my back? I didn't want Cohen to yell at me. When you get to the second to last one on the bottom, is that the box you're in? Okay, where are you?
Hydroxide, iron hydroxide.
Iron, and then a Roman numeral. This is on the back page. So it says iron, and then what Roman numeral? 2 hydroxide. Okay. If you follow this down, you get to this box and see this word right here, hydroxide. So you come here. What that means, it means this piece is a polyatomic ion. So if you look on the front cover, you'll see hydroxide is right here. So its symbol is OH and it has a -1 charge. So we're going to come back, we're going to put Fe, and according to my Roman numeral, that tells me that iron's a +2. Then a hydroxide's formula is OH with a -1. So it's FeOH2. Does that make sense? Yeah, if you don't put the parentheses, it is wrong, because that formula means there's 1 iron, 1 O, and 2 H's. But really, there's 1 iron and 2 OHs. So it's a different structure. Okay, what else? Let me help with a few more. We have just a couple minutes left. What? Any number? 68, is that what you said? All right, iron 3 carbonate. So pretty similar to the last one. We go here. It ends with ATE, so I come this way. So iron 3, carbonate. If it ends with ATE, it means we go to the polyatomic ion list. So iron is Fe. Carbonate, I come over here and I find it right here. It is CO3 with a -2 charge. According to my Roman numeral, the charge of iron is a +3. So I then drop and swap, and I'll have to have parentheses here. I need a 2 with the iron. Then I have to parenthesize CO3, and put a 3 outside. Fe2CO3 3. Tricky. All right. You need another one? I'll just give you the answer. You're good. Okay. If you can have both the front 51 through 75 and 76 through 100, if you can do those tonight, I'll give you a little bonus extra credit stamp tomorrow. It's not required. It's just a bonus for working way hard on a Monday. But don't just Google them. That does not help you get better.